So there's two broad ways this happens. On the one hand, you have the trans debate, and on the other, the immigration debate. So the trans debate from the gender critical perspective is that trans women are infiltrating cis women's spaces, toilets, changing rooms, and also infiltrating women's sports, and they have an unfair advantage. So on the surface, this seems fair concerns. But then start looking at the data and looking at how often this is happening. Are trans women attacking cis women in toilets? And then you actually realize there's no data to back up these claims. Sometimes they'll have anecdotes, often they'll lie and exaggerate these anecdotes and tell half truths, but often there's no problem here. They exaggerate and they use women's rights as a cudgel to hit trans people with. And how do I know that they don't really care? These people, these TERFs, Graham Linehan, J.K. Rowling, others who talk about trans rights, they never talk about the epidemic of violence from cis men to cis women. The fact that 3 women are killed a week in the UK from either an ex partner or a current partner, rape levels have skyrocketed in the last few years, an increase on public transport, trains. Also, there's a depressingly low conviction rate for sexual assault and rape. 1 in 4 women are sexually assaulted in the UK. Every woman has a story of something, be it a horrifying story of brutalization or someone sending a dick pic, which is a form of sexual assault. It's inappropriate, it's disgusting. Some men find that funny. Those men are pathetic. But there's a weird culture around rape where a lot of men will badger a woman, they'll not know what consent is. Often, when a woman's drunk, you know, they'll just go for it because they think, it's fine. I don't need to ask for consent. And actually, 6 out of 7 rapes are from people who actually the woman knows. And often it happens in an own woman's household. She's been raped in her own house. We have this vision of rape happening out there. It's a creepy old man in the night who chases a woman home. No, it's happening in people's homes from people they know. So they have all this pretense of caring about women's issues. But when it comes down to it, when did Nigel Farage talk about women's policy, helping women, women's refuge, funding the judicial system so we can prosecute these rapists, having more police on the street to deter attacks? When does he talk about actually domestic violence towards women? No, he doesn't. He's more interested in demonizing immigrants, banning trans ideology in schools and universities, and critical race theory. He doesn't care about women. When does he talk about women's issues? And also, as well, these gender these gender criticals who, like to spin stories about trans people. Women actually, on average, are more pro trans than men. So actually, a lot of women don't want this. Women don't want their pain weaponized by conservatives and TERFs and people who seek to batter trans people. They don't want it. They want the justice they deserve. They want people to be treated, trans women, any kind of women, black women, tall women, whatever women. They want the rights they deserve. And again, it's all about harm. What harm is being caused by identifying as a different gender? There's no harm. You have the burden of proof. If you have evidence that trans women are causing harm, then we can tackle it. But this isn't happening, so there's no problem. So then we come to immigration. Immigration is similar. It's pretty much the pretense that brown people are coming over here, they're grooming our children, which does happen, but it's more likely to happen from white cis males. And then they talk about, oh, they're coming over, they're attacking our women, they're raping our women. And it's the same old story, it's the same rhetoric. We batter a minority in the pretense of protecting women, but they do not care about women. They're cutting, Tories have cut public services for women, for children, for young people. They don't care. It's all smoke and mirrors. They just want a culture war because they've got no real policies. They don't want to improve people's lives. They don't want to raise living standards. They don't want you paid more for your hard work. They just want to cut taxes to the rich, demonize whatever individual it is at the moment. Back in the day, it was Jews, then it was black people, then it was gay people, now it's Muslims and trans people. And that's all they have. It's the politics of hate. That's all they have. And people buy into it. People buy into these demagogues. Nigel Farage, Kemi Badenoch, these people who are laughing at you, to be honest. Nigel Farage probably has a very good laugh at you at home when he realizes, oh, okay, I've been, given a few £100,000 more for his lies and his grift. They are laughing at you. Donald Trump is laughing at you. He doesn't care about trans rights. He actually said it about a year ago. He said, no one cared about trans rights up until a year ago, and everybody cares now. Even he is being honest about the grift. Like, Donald Trump doesn't care about trans people. He actually genuinely doesn't, I don't think. He has not hate trans people, which is kind of crazy in a way, because even Donald Trump doesn't care about trans people. That's how crazy it is. So comment below, what are your thoughts on this? Why do people get away with weaponizing women's pain where they don't really care? If they did, the services would be there, the convictions would be there, and people wouldn't be against Me Too movement, which was sought to actually bring justice towards women who have for years been mistreated in the workplace. So comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.